Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. A gust of wind blows the only lit candle out in the bathroom. You manage to grab your cell phone while a cold shiver runs down your spine. You use it to switch on your torch, and as you shine it at the mirror, a ghostly image of Mary covered in blood is looking back at you. I'm Shane Campbell, and this is the Creepy and Paranormal Show.
Look behind you.
Hey, what's up you guys and girls, and welcome back to another episode. Today we are going to be taking a look at some creepy urban legends. Now I'm sure you've all seen the movie Urban Legends, which really inspired a newfound love for the genre for many people across the world. But before we get started, today's show is proudly sponsored by Invoice Cloud, Naples Pizzeria, and Leeventi. Now we all know with urban legends there are stories that seem a bit creepy, weird and out there, but with a touch of that they might actually be real. And first up, we have Bloody Mary. And no, I'm not talking about the drink you order in the bar. Bloody Mary is a legend of a ghost, phantom, or even a spirit that is conjured to reveal the future. She is said to appear in a mirror when her name is chanted repeatedly. So one begs the question, is there any truth to the game, or is it just that, a legend? Staring into a mirror in a dimly lit room for a prolonged period can cause one to hallucinate. Facial features may even appear to melt, distort, disappear, as well as rotate, while other hallucinatory elements such as animal or strange faces may actually appear. Giovanni Caputo of the University of Urbino writes that this phenomenon, which he calls the strange face illusion, is believed to be a consequence of dissociative identity effect, which basically causes the brain's facial recognition system to misfire in a currently unidentified way. Other possible explanations for the phenomenon include illusions attributed to at least or partially to the perceptual effects of trochless fading and possibly self-hypnosis. Now guys, I wanted to do the Bloody Mary video, but I got warned with my life by my wife not to do it inside our house in case I conjure up any evil spirits. So, like a wise man, I chose not to do the video, but maybe one day, somewhere, somehow, I might end up doing the video and just finding out the real truth behind Bloody Mary. Anyways, it's time for a quick break. Today's sponsor is called Invoice Cloud. Now, this is really awesome if you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, or even a freelancer. You know how difficult it is to manage and then create those invoices for your customers. But with Invoice Cloud, you have everything you need to create simple, professional estimates on the fly. It's easy to use and understand, and getting rid of all the nonsense so you can have more time to do what matters most, which is to grow your business. Invoice Cloud allows you to add your company details, logo, customer information, as well as products, making it a breeze to send estimates to your clients anytime, anywhere. Now, if you want to start your free 7-day trial and get invoicing in just under 5 minutes, all you need to do is head over to invoicecloud.co.za and boom, you are sorted. That's invoicecloud.co.za. Now, next up on our list, we have the urban legend of Bigfoot. In 1958, Jerry Crew, a logging company bulldozer operated in Humboldt County, California, discovered a set of large 410mm human-like footprints sunk just deep into the mud in the Six Rivers National Forest. Now, upon informing his co-workers, many claim to have seen similar tracks on previous job sites, as well as telling of odd incidents such as an oil drum weighing 450 pounds, or for my South African fans, 200 kgs, which was basically moved without any explanation. The logging company men soon began utilizing the term Bigfoot to describe the mysterious culprit. Now, some of the crew who initially believed that someone was just playing a prank on them, once again observed more of these, numerous times of massive footprints, and contacted reporter Andrew Genzoli of the Humboldt Times newspaper. Genzoli interviewed lumber workers and wrote articles about the mysterious footprints, introducing the name Bigfoot in relation to, its tracks of course, as well as the local tales of large, hairy, wild men. A plaster cast was actually made of one of the footprints, and crew appeared holding one of the casts on the front page of the newspaper on October 6, 1958. And of course, with something creepy like this, the story spread rapidly as Genzoli began to receive correspondence from major media outlets including the New York and Los Angeles Times. As a result, the term Bigfoot became widespread as a reference to an apparently large, unknown creature leaving massive footprints in Northern California. In 2002, the family of the crew's deceased co-worker Ray Wallace stated that their father had been secretly making the large footprints with carved wooden feet and that he was responsible for the tracks. Now, despite the Wallace's family's statement, Willow Creek in Humboldt County are considered by some to be the Bigfoot capital of the world. About 1/3 of all claims of Bigfoot sightings are located in the Pacific Northwest, with the remaining reports spread throughout the rest of North America. Most reports are considered mistakes or hoaxes, even by those researchers who claim Bigfoot exists. Sightings predominantly occur in the northwestern region of Washington, Oregon, Northern California, as well as British Columbia. Other prominent areas of supposed sightings include the rural areas of the Great Lakes region and the southeastern United States. According to data collected from the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, or actually called BFRO, Bigfoot Sightings Database in 2019, Washington has over 2,000 reported sightings, California just over 1,600, and Pennsylvania over 1,300, while New York and Oregon over 1,000, and then Texas comes in at the rear with 800. The debate over the legitimacy of these Bigfoot sightings reached a peak in the 1970s, and Bigfoot has been regarded as the first widely popularized example of pseudoscience in American culture. Now, various explanations have been suggested for sightings, and to offer conjecture on what is existing animal has been misidentified in supposed sightings of the Bigfoot. Scientists typically attribute sightings either to hoaxes or to the misidentification of known animals as well as their tracks, partially black bears, escaped apes, and even human beings just dressing up. Guys, what the hell do you think about Bigfoot? I'm in two minds about this. The fact that I think it was Ray Wallace came forward and said that he had been doing these Bigfoot sightings is one thing, but with all the 1,000 sightings that's been put into a database and captured, I don't know, maybe it is a bit of pseudoscience. Maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe there is something out there. But, you know, by now with all the technology we have and drones and camera footage, you'd think we'd find something by now in more concrete evidence when it comes to Bigfoot. Well, for me, if you're going to ask me, I think Bigfoot is real. It's called the Hobbits in The Lord of the Rings. Well, let's hear what our next sponsor has to say about pizza. Now, if there's one thing that I love more than doing creepy and paranormal videos, it is eating pizza. But not just any pizza. Pizza from Little Naples Pizzeria. Their menu offers a great selection of pizza, calzone, tremazzinis, as well as pastas, and they also offer burgers, chips, and buffalo wings, which is something really great to add on the side of your pizza. They prepare their food using only the highest and quality fresh ingredients, so you can be sure that you will taste freshness with every bite. Now, Little Naples Pizzeria is based here in Impala Park, just down the way. I think it's number 24 Freeland Road. And I'll tell you something, guys, they have the biggest selection of pizzas. I think that's probably my biggest nightmare, is having to look at the menu and make a decision on only one pizza. Luckily for us, there are 7 days in a week, which means you could try 7 pizzas. In an ideal world, yes. Guys, come on. You got to hit up Little Naples Pizzeria to order and taste the best pizza in town. They now have 2 branches and are looking to expand. So if you want to own your own store, please feel free to contact them as well. That's Little Naples Pizzeria. Now, one of my favorite urban legends is the babysitter and the clown. Now, there are numerous variations of the story, but I'm going to tell you about the one I know. Now, it all starts with a babysitter by the name of Amy. Amy is currently in her final year of high school and is looking to make some extra money. So what does she do? Just like everyone else, well, not everyone else, but majority of girls in matric do, or grade 12, whatever you want to call it, senior year, they become babysitters. As cliche as it seems, there is money to be made. So this is what Amy does. She becomes a babysitter for the McCarthy family. Amy's job is pretty simple. All she needs to do is look after little Jimmy McCarthy. Basically, feed him, make sure he baths, make sure he brushes his teeth, and get him to bed on time. Sounds easy enough, right? Well, little Jimmy is 7 years old, so you know what kids are like. They don't just go according to your plans, do they? So, after many hours of fighting with little Jimmy, letting him watch all the TV that he can, eating all the popcorn and possibly some really sugary snacks, she finally convinces him to go to bed. She tucks him into bed, not with much of a fight actually, which really shocked her. Makes sure he's covered and switches off his light and closes his door just a little bit. Leaves it just a touch open as well, so she could always hear if he cries for her or whatever. But on her way out of the room, in the corner of his bedroom against the wall is a rocking chair, and on this rocking chair is a full-size clown. Now, you know what clown dolls look like. They are absolutely terrifying. I hate clowns. But anyways, there's this full-size clown doll sitting right there on the chair. So she doesn't think anything of it and walks out the bedroom, heads downstairs, and gets onto her phone to phone her boyfriend to come over for a little visit. While she is talking to her boyfriend, she hears a loud thud come from upstairs. So she tells him just to hang on, which he doesn't because he's impatient and puts the phone down. So she leaves her phone downstairs, walks all the way up the stairs, step by step by step. She finally gets to little Jimmy's door, which is open a little wider than it was that she left. But who knows, possibly wind, possibly the house shrinking at nighttime when the temperature becomes a bit cooler. And she looks into the room, sees Jimmy's okay, he didn't jump out of bed. But the only difference is she now notices that the clown doll's arms are not on the armrest anymore, but are now on its lap. Something small in detail like that, but you know, when something freaky as a clown doll is there, you pretty much notice these things. She thinks, well, I'm probably just really exhausted because of little Jimmy. So, not going to think anything of it. What does she do? She closes the door ever so slightly, but keeps it open just enough so she can hear if Jimmy calls her, and heads down backstairs to phone her boyfriend. And of course, he doesn't answer the phone, which spins her mind. What is he up to now? He was supposed to come through, but anyways. While she's trying to dial her boyfriend's number again, Mr. McCarthy, the father of Jimmy, starts phoning her. She answers the phone and he asks, how was Jimmy? So now obviously she doesn't want to say, listen, your child is a lot of shit. He didn't go down very easily tonight. She says, no, he was a good boy. He ate supper. He did not eat any sugary sweets. Had a bath, brushed his teeth, climbed into bed, and is sleeping ever so soundly upstairs. He says, fantastic. He didn't want to lie to her. He actually thought that Jimmy would give her a bit of a fight because he normally does that with the parents. And in her mind, she's thinking, crap, I should have just told them that he was being naughty. But anyways, so be it. While she's chatting to the father, she says, I must just say that like that clown doll that you guys have got in his room, though, is really creepy. And it's enough to scare any person. The father says, I don't know what you're talking about. What kind of clown doll? She goes, no, like really, you know, the giant size man one that sits on the rocking chair. The father sounds very confused and he's like, you know what, I can't really hear you properly. The restaurant is really loud. I'm going to go outside and phone you again. Just give me a couple minutes first. I want to finish my drink. So she says, okay, no problem, whatever, and puts down the phone. While she put down the phone and is waiting for Mr. McCarthy to phone her back, she hears a loud door slamming. It's Jimmy's door. This time, a little bit freaked out, she runs up the stairs, opens the door, and Jimmy is still sleeping. But he has changed positions and just turned over, which is completely normal. People do toss and turn in their sleep. But her eyes are drawn to the corner of the room. The clown doll is no longer sitting in the chair. It's gone. It's missing. Where the hell is it? She feels the hair on the back of her neck stand up as she starts to think, what the hell is going on? And at that very moment, her phone starts to ring. It's Mr. McCarthy. She answers in a shakily voice saying, hello? And Mr. McCarthy says, what were you talking about, some clown doll? I couldn't hear you properly. She said, the big clown doll that is sitting on the rocking chair in little Jimmy's room in the corner. The father says, I don't mean to alarm you, Amy. You need to be very calm and be very quiet. I want you to go into Jimmy's room, turn around, close the door, get Jimmy out of bed, open his door one more time, look down the passage, and run for your life and get out the front door. I am going to phone the police now. We do not have a man-sized clown doll. Amy does not hear anything after him saying they do not have a clown-sized doll. She drops her phone, she grabs Jimmy, she doesn't even close the door, she just bolts out of his bedroom. And as soon as she bolts out of his bedroom, she looks down the passageway, and in the parents' room is the silhouette of a clown-sized doll staring back at her. Amy runs for her life down the stairs, carrying little Jimmy with all of her strength, gets to the front door, unlocks it, and she is out in the streets screaming for the neighbors. Luckily, lights go on into houses and some of the neighbors come out and she tells them what's going on. The police soon arrive as well as the parents, and they tell her that there is a killer that has been sighted in the nearby county that is famously dressed in a clown suit. So she escaped by the skin of her teeth by just using her intuition and telling Mr. McCarthy that that doll is freaking scary. So that is the story of the babysitter and the clown. Now you know why I hate fucking clowns and why they are so scary as hell. That is absolutely one of my favorite urban legends of all time. What do you think about it? Next up is one that I did not know about until today. I was today years old. It's called the Bunny Man. Now, the Bunny Man is an urban legend that originated from the two incidents in Fairfax County, Virginia in 1970, but has since spread throughout Washington, D.C. and Maryland areas. The legend has so many variations. Most involve a man wearing a rabbit costume who attacks people with an axe or a hatchet. Now, most of these stories occur around Colchester Overpass, a southern railway overpass spanning Colchester Road near Clifton, Virginia. Sometimes he is referred to, well, not him, but the area and that bridge is sometimes referred to as the Bunny Man Bridge. So there are two main incidents with regards to the Bunny Man. So let's take a look at the first one, which was reported on the evening of October 19, 1970 by US Air Force Academy cadet Robert Bennett and his fiancée, who were visiting relatives on Guinea Road in Burke around midnight while returning from a football game. They reportedly parked their car in a field on Guinea Road to visit an uncle who lived across the street from where the car was parked. I personally think they parked there to do a bit of the hanky-pranky, but who am I to judge? And as they sat in the front seat with the motor running, they noticed something moving outside the rear window. Moments later, the front passenger window was smashed, and there was a white-clad figure standing near the broken window. Bennett turned the car around while the man screamed at them about trespassing, including, "You're on private property, and I have your tag number." Now, for South Africans, that's your license plate number. And as they drove down the road, the couple discovered a hatchet on the car floor. When the police requested a description of the man, Bennett insisted he was wearing a white suit with long bunny ears. However, Bennett's fiancée contested the assailant did not have bunny ears on his head, but was wearing a white capirote of some sort. They both remembered seeing his face clearly, but in the darkness, they could not determine his race. The police returned the hatchet to Bennett after examination. Now, the second reported sighting occurred on the evening of October 29, 1970, when construction security guard Paul Phillips approached a man standing on the porch of an unfinished home in Kings Park West on Guinea Road. Phillips said the man was wearing a grey, black and white bunny costume and was about 20 years old, 5 foot 8 inches tall, and weighed about 175 pounds. The man began chopping at a porch post with a long-handled axe, saying, "You are trespassing. If you come any closer, I'll chop off your head." The Fairfax County Police opened investigations into both incidents, but both were eventually closed for lack of evidence. In the weeks following the incidents, more than 50 people contacted the police claiming to have seen the bunny man, and even several newspapers, including the Washington Post, reported that the bunny man had eaten a man's runaway cat. The Post articles that mentioned this incident were "Man in Bunny Costume Sought in Fairfax," another one was called "The Rabbit Reappears," another one, "Bunny Man Seen," and my favorite one, which is the last one, "Bunny Reports Are Multiplying." So, guys, what do you think? Do you think this bunny man is just an urban legend? Do you think it's a real person who really gets pissed off with people who are trespassing? I think it's the latter. I think it's someone that is just grumpy and is very protective over his land. But why the fuck would he wear a bunny suit? Because that is, number one, terrifying, and number two, that is really messed up. I don't know what the hell happened to him as a kid. I don't know if a bunny rabbit bit him or something like that, but that is creepy as hell. And that wraps up today's show on urban legends. So, what is your favorite urban legend? Bloody Mary? Is it the babysitting the clown? Is it the bunny man? I don't know, guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and please like, share, subscribe, and get my video out there to as many people as possible. I want to continue to grow the show and bring you better content each and every week, but it's only with the help of you, my fans, followers, and listeners. Once again, don't forget, check under your bed tonight or look in your cupboard at the dark.